Good afternoon, Scott Rella, T3 Live. Welcome to today's recap. So what is today? Today is Tuesday. Pretty quiet day in the indices, but lots of movement. Not to toot anyone's horn or this and that, but I gotta hand it to the community. We've been all over, pretty much so many different names with different types of setups that have been igniting. And hopefully, if you get my note in the morning, I've had about 15, 20 different scenarios, and a lot of them have been triggering. And I've been looking at the overall indices, and the indices are just pretty much in a range, but you have stocks on the move everywhere. And I think one of the best things I did, I hate to say it, is I started turning off some people on Twitter that every moment all they want to do is short things versus trying to look for setups and trying to rotate, trying to have quick feet, because it takes you away from a lot of these movers, because a lot of these movers have high PEs, some of them are growth stories, and not every one of them is a value play. There are charts and there are trades, and they move, and they can move quick. One unfortunate thing, though, is when you're in these names with the right prices, sometimes you sell a little bit early. And that's what you can give me, some people call me Red Dog, some people you can call me, early Charlie, because I do sell a little early, and a lot of these things have outsized moves. So anyway, let's just start running through things. You look at the spiders here, you'll see that, you go to the chart. Overall, not much action, right? Last week, about this time, I think we were right around here, okay, where the oscillator was plus 70. We were very overbought, came in, burnt off a lot of that, and now we've been holding this 193.11, and then today we closed pretty well. Above the 21-day, reclaimed the 8-day. I still don't understand why everyone is so damn bearish trying to call a top, but whatever. My mom and dad told me to be glass half full with common sense and opportunistic, and that's what I'm trying to be. You look at the Qs, not much traction, not much going on. Sometimes the indices do not, obviously they don't have the action, but if they're flat and they're just moving sideways, lots of stocks can move. So let's just get to them. All right, first things first, yesterday I posted a chart of Tesla. Big time day one, opened up flat, gave you a little opportunities today, and you got your day two, and look at this. Wow. Big time day one. You want to just look at a textbook technical analysis. Let's throw out all the opinions. Let's throw out all the people that just want to talk. Look at the size of the volume yesterday. Go like this right here. Boom. Big volume, big day one. So even if you missed that, you got yourself a day two. Oh, where did it stall? Stalled right at this peak. So with that being said, probably a time for a little digestion before perhaps going again. Another stock, or another few stocks we talked about in the past few days were the solar names. Every single day I talked about them on my note. I think last week, maybe on Thursday, I posted the chart of SPWR. And again, look at the action. There's so much to like out there right now, but if you're not trying to pick a top, look at this move. Look at this long-term trend line. Look how it held higher here, and boom. Hopefully you participated. Some people had calls. Some people just traded the name. And look at this big time move from 35 to almost 40. Then we even talked about some of the catch-up names. And boy, did they catch up. Look at First Solar. Talked about this little trend line here. Okay, look at that. Nice little 2-day move above it. Still not near highs. Not sure if it gets there. But all in all, nice 2-day action. And then today, came along Solar City. Talked about that, and boom, look at the size of that volume. It woke up yesterday. I said, oh, if it can get through, what was that, 55.90? At some point we could see close to 60, and then this would be a peak. I didn't think it would happen in one day, but you never have to know if you're in it, okay? And just because you take profits doesn't mean it's a short, and look at the size of this. And at this point, you probably just have to give it some space because this was a huge move, but hopefully you weren't caught short it. As a joke on Twitter, I said the last 2 days we can declare it a Elon Musk holiday because his net worth went up huge. But the beauty of it is, he's living the American dream. He's innovating. He's creating products. He's trying to be a trend setter. He's like people say a disruptionist because he's coming out with new things that are good for society. And not only is his net worth going up, if you ride his stocks and if you've been in them since the IPO or whenever, or even just trade them, you've been able to tag along. And that's what the stock market's for, is for everyone to figure out how they can make money with companies going public so they can get funding, so they can create products, so the world could grow. And that's what Elon Musk has been doing. Congrats to him. I hope he had a great 2 days. He deserves it. He even opened up his patents to try and get more people into these industries that are just good for the overall world, right? Of more electric cars versus gas guzzling machines. But whatever, I'm not here to rant. I'm not that smart. There are other smart people out there. They'll tell you themselves. Anyway, moving along here, the banks had a nice little move. Talked about how Morgan Stanley was best setup here. Now at little new move highs right there. Goldman Sachs also did the same thing. Nice tight setup, push through the highs here. And I actually, if you're on the virtual trade floor, you saw me buy Bank of America at 1540, just because I didn't really know what else to do. And happened to pull in back to where we bought it the last time. Let's get this line out of the way. No need for that. And a nice day one. Obviously, it's a laggard. The leaders are above this prior pivot. This is a laggard, same way JP Morgan is. Okay, but day one, maybe if these things want to play catch up, they forget about the billions and billions of dollars the government's using them as their piggy banks. But at this point, maybe through 58 tomorrow, it continues. So we shall see. As far as I'm happy that I'm not trapped in Apple land or Facebook land, or even Google and Amazon land, because they've been doing nothing. Sometimes other names move, and again, it's been the electric names and it's been the solar names that have been where the action is, and that's why when the market's quiet, you need to gravitate towards them. All right, if you look at Amazon, it tried to break above this little pivot area and didn't. Tomorrow's its event day. We'll see what happens. No need to be long this one right now. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Apple, still no true setup, right? We talked about the different trend lines here and those on the side, like Red Dog, why aren't you so involved in Apple? And Mike says, really? Not that much reason right now. It's above the intermediate trend line. It's below the accelerated trend line, and kind of lethargic right here. Can't even take back the top, the half of this wide range bar. So I'm just kind of avoiding it. You want to put a little bit of a wedge pattern in here, and it's trying to do that. So with a little bit more time, we'll see. Ever since it broke this 93.45, hasn't been much to do. Google, slowly trickling lower. Okay, we had some nice trades here in the past month and a half when it broke the descending channel, the retest when it cleared 550, even this pullback, and now it's pulled back probably a little too much. Maybe tomorrow it plays a little catch up, we'll see. But a little double bottom here, and so I guess the same way it broke out and came back a little bit further than you would have thought. Maybe it did the same thing here. You have this small descending channel. So we'll see if there's a trade there in the next day or so. But the last 3-4 days, if you've been just in Google or just in Amazon or just in Apple, you missed out other really nice moves. Same thing for Facebook. Facebook, kind of lethargic here. Okay, you had your trend line got tested, you broke out, came in, it's kind of tight. On the close, I took a little long just because maybe some of the other names that I just showed you are extended and it could get going. It's got to trade through this little 3-day pivot here, which is 64.97, around 65 to continue. Pretty tight here. So we'll see which way it goes tomorrow. Twitter, been giving trades back and forth, still grinding higher. Today, look at WB. WB woke up. Put the chart on the map today. Broke above this 2025, 2065, closed pretty well. Decent volume. You would think you can get continuation. We shall see. Next level here comes in around 22. That would be nice. And then you have the highs here, which are at 24. I guess for the last 6-7 weeks, someone's been accumulating this stock and people have been shorting it. Today went up, heavy volume. Maybe there's a lot of usage with the World Cup. A lot of people are tweeting about what's going on in a lot of those games. So we'll see. This is what you call day one. Maybe we get a day two, day three. Don't know yet. GMCR tried to break out above, this level here. Didn't close great, but everything's not perfect. It's still above the 8-day. Who knows? No news about anything else out there except for you have a solid chart, held higher, trying to go, decent volume today. Be nice if it continues. I've been in the options, since I think this day, or maybe one of these days, whatever it was. The 120s were 2.5 Sold some at like 750 today, and I still have some, and I have some stock. We'll see, what happens tomorrow. Let's hope there's something good out there on that. It's very tricky sometimes. Gold came in a little bit. I guess you could say it held where it had to. Last small pennant type pattern was right here. Broke below. Here's that mini red dog reversal right there, and it came up, turned tail at the gap, and then opened lower today and held the moving average. So not much to do there. It's just kind of still in the game. And POT had it overnight, sold it today. Really nice move. Big wide range bar out of the bull flag, sold it into that push. Good job. KNDI also waking up, decent volume. I still have this one. Just guys, just so you remember, when the video is posted and there's a brief article, typically you could see my disclosures at the bottom of the page, and that shows what I'm long, what I'm short. Every day in my morning note in the Regular All Access, they get my 20, 25 if-then situations, and that has my disclosures. And then, obviously, if you remember the virtual trade floor, you get to see when I put them on, when I take them off, and match it up to the strategies that I talk about in the note, in the morning call express. So there's lots of ways to connect the dots. And we also come out with off the charts at night, which gives you a visual of some things that we are looking at, some of our A setups. And if you pick and choose how you want to take the content from us, God bless. There's an art to it. But if you're a professional trader and you're really doing it all day long, you should have all the resources in front of you, and that's the Regular Note, off the charts, and the VTF. The community gives almost just as much as we do. A lot of smart traders out there from around the world that continue to provide value, and everyone does something different. And we have lots of eyeballs that are looking at the market, and all these eyeballs are better than your two wherever you're at. So that's my little pitch on that. I usually don't pitch on a Tuesday. Tomorrow is Fed Day. Some think the Fed's been lazy, and they might actually even talk about reducing or increasing the reduction of the pace of purchase from 10 billion to 15 billion, which would probably have rates spike, which would also probably have the market pull in a little bit because something new always gets the market going. If they keep the same course, we're probably in a lot of the same trade. TBTs did wake up a little bit today. You look at the overall chart here, and it looks like something different, right? Here is your downtrend. Then it held and went sideways after putting in your red dog reversal low. And now you have a sideways channel that if it breaks above, it could start doing some work to the upside. So be careful. TLTs might actually, after breaking this ascending channel, right, and not coming back above it, might even give you some downside follow through. And maybe that's why they want to put a fee on selling your bond funds. But I don't know, that's my conspiracy theory, is that maybe rates go higher, bonds go lower, and that's why they want to charge you so you're not that motivated to get out. We'll see. We'll see you tomorrow. But overall, it's been a very stock-specific 2 days. I think a lot of people had some nice P&L days because the action had follow through, and that's all you could ask for as a trader is you have a wake-up move, and then you have a consolidation, and then you have move 2 and move 3 just in case you missed the first one. Tomorrow might be more of an indice day where we have the Fed, and you're going to have the back and forth. So if you don't want to be shaken up or whipped around, hopefully you have a little less overnight, and we'll figure it out. Chances are we know where support is. We know where last week's support in the spiders, the Qs, the Russell, and everything else is, and now we know where resistance is, and we'll figure it out from here. But overall, if you book trades, shorts can't take them away from you unless they rob you on the way home from your trading firm and then they go to jail. So you're allowed to take trades, have quick feet, and put yourself in a position to win versus just having opinions and thinking that things shouldn't be going up, they can't go up, and the world's not a great place, because it is. And you could see by the violence around the world. I know that the United States isn't perfect, but you can make it happen here. You could do it. You could be an entrepreneur. You could be an innovator. You could call your own shots. All you have to do is work hard with whatever it is that you do and create a system that works for you, and hopefully teach it to your kids so they could be successful as well. With all that said, have a great night. See you in the morning. Enjoy the games.